Today's topic is all about the other half of manifestation, the feminine tools of manifesting and receiving in order to gain the knowledge and the wisdom to create the life that you'd like. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Law of Attraction Detox, where we detoxify from toxic techniques and instead we focus on our true nature here in the present moment where all the manifestational power exists. What does that mean? It means that you desire this certain person, place, or thing to show up in your life. But until you discover that your true essence is that which is creating, until you sit with that knowing that everything is working out exactly the way that you need it to be in order for you to experience more consciousness, more expansion of love, and more contentment in your life. So here on this channel, I help you detoxify from techniques that bring you further from the manifestational power, which is here in the present moment. See, on my manifestational journey, and much like yours, more than likely, you've been struggling trying to apply these principles and techniques that so many healers, channelers, wise people, gurus have been teaching us. And from my experience, the keys to the kingdom are given, but we do not yet know how to drive. And so what does that mean? How do you drive? How do you become the creator that's creating and being created simultaneously? Well, for me, it has been really discovering and honing in on my femininity. And now this does not necessarily mean that you have to be a woman or identify as a woman in order to access your feminine state. To me, this means that it is a sorely missed part of the creation process, because in our society, the society that I am being brought up in and the society that my children are being brought up in is very masculine. And what that means to me is it is very driven on goals, actions, creating organization, deadlines. And it is lacking in the department of feeling, receiving, intuiting, allowing. And when you don't have that perfect melding of the two, the masculine and the feminine, you have a lopsided experience. And from my experience, I was trying to control everything in my life. I was afraid of my thoughts. I was afraid that my thoughts would become things. And I am here to tell you that is not the way that it works. Once you discover that your true state of being is one of ever-expanding peace, and I don't know how else to say it other than just pure presence. That's your true state of being. But along the way, along the journey, our subconscious mind is programmed with this is the way life is. So there is a certain blueprint that we experience life as though this is the only way that life can be, that I am taking from my experiences as a child and basically portraying them to be the truth, because our mind loves to create some sort of framework for us to exist in. If we don't have that framework, then, as a child especially, we might start to feel very terrified of life. Because to be quite honest, the present moment is so expansive that it can be quite terrifying. And for the longest time, I realized that I was distracting myself from sitting and being and receiving in that very feminine state, which is so vital. It's the most important piece. It's the learning how to drive before you take the keys. When you learn how to drive, it is the study, it is the wisdom, it is the knowledge, it is the practice of the experience of just being here, resting, acknowledging, and accepting everything that's flowing through you, all the emotions, all of the thoughts, and all of your self-concept, the way you believe and think about yourself and others, just allowing that to be there without forcing it to change, saying affirmations over and over and over and over again, trying to blanket your experience of whatever it might be, panic, anxiety, depression. We can't blanket over those things. What we need to do is instead allow, which is very feminine, allow those experiences to flow through and perceive them from a new light, from a new awareness, from a new place of love. Conscious love is the thing that transmutes and transforms everything. And when you apply it to yourself, you'll start to notice that there's parts of yourself that you've been shaming and blaming and avoiding your entire life. And those very parts of yourself are the parts of yourself that are causing and creating your reality. They are projecting out onto your screen different ideas, different thoughts, different beliefs. And without your conscious acknowledgement that that is not necessarily the way that life works, they will just continue on autopilot. We have an internal GPS system that is navigating us through life. How do I program my subconscious mind, Kristen Sophia? I really want to know, because I want my life to change. I'm so over it. I'm over this same program. I get it. I've also been very frustrated with the same program. But the more frustrated you get with yourself, and the more upset that you get that you aren't changing and that you're not making this thing happen, the more you're resting in your masculine. The more that you're trying to force and control things. When again, it is this perfect balance. It's this perfect balance of receiving intuitive downloads and hits and doing that inspired action. Without that balance, it will feel like a constant pushing a boulder up a hill. You will always be exhausted, depressed, worried, afraid of every thought. I mean, you go down this rabbit hole. We're told that thoughts create things, but I'd like to give you an alternate perspective. The thoughts, my friends, are like the flowers on the rose bush. They are what comes from the plant. The plant comes from what? The soil, and the soil is our fertile garden. The fertile garden within us is the subconscious mind that is ready to be planted with whatever we put into it. But the problem is, my friends, when you try to plant seeds, imagine broadcasting seeds in a field thick of weeds. Those seeds are never going to get to the soil, and if they do, they are never going to get the water, nutrients, and sunlight that they need. So when you're trying to broadcast seeds, which are affirmations, positive beliefs, you're trying to plant those things in a garden that you haven't maintained yet. That's what I'm doing with my clients with hypnotherapy. I'm helping them dig up old debris, old things that are blocking those new seeds from being planted. And then once that happens, the seeds are just, it's easy. The new ideas, the new beliefs, everything just comes naturally from that place. That is what I'm hoping to help you find in these videos. And if you need help, contact me, because I can help you one-on-one to do this, to find and access the obstacles. What obstacle is keeping you from realizing your true nature, which is where everything is coming from? It's emanating out from you. And if I had the hardest time struggling to trust this and believe that I was actually in charge, that there was anything that I could do about my life. You think that just the little bits of thoughts that you have, or the ideas that you're having throughout your day, that you're maybe consciously aware of or maybe unconscious of, you think that they're not that big of a deal, but they are actually telling you, they're indicative of what is happening underneath the surface. They're telling you what your fertile garden is breeding, what is happening in there. We are not creating things with our thoughts. We are creating things with a state of being. We are creating things from a subconscious program. And from that program, automatically thoughts come, automatically actions come, automatically beliefs come. So how do you get into a place where these things are automatically coming to your conscious reality, but in the ways that you want them to, like in the ways of having the person that you want in your life, the relationship, the ring on the finger, the perfect amount of money, the perfect health, the perfect place to live? How do your actions come naturally from a place, a state of being that will bring you more of what you want? Well, it is really, 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 really simple. It is here in the present moment, just being with everything that arises until you find emptiness and stillness. And in that emptiness and stillness, you can then therefore gently nudge yourself into a feeling of gratitude, into a feeling of everything's already on the way. Everything is already done. It's already going to be exactly the way that I want it to be. But you cannot blanket over your anxiety with everything's fine. Everything's going to work out the way I want it to be. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. And you haven't actually gone in and sat with and been with those other alternate states of being that are creating the circumstances that you no longer want to experience. What you want to experience is just a 1 degree turn away. You already have the state of being within you that you need in order to effortlessly create and manifest everything that you desire. Once you're in that state of being where everything exists, you will start to feel the expansion and understand what I'm saying in these videos, you will start to feel and become aware that yes, indeed, this state of being is what creates everything. This is the magic that creates everything. And you can't tell yourself a lie that it's not that big of a deal, that you can just have a few thoughts here and there, or you can choose to focus on your circumstances in this negative way. That is everything. Those are your indicator that there is something beneath the surface that you need to come home to and address. If you would like help with this, I am an expert. I help people discover what is underneath that layer. I help find the common thread within all aspects of your life, not just your relationship and, you know, why your love of your life isn't in your life or not choosing you. There's usually a common thread that is in all aspects of your life that I can help you discover and unravel so that you can create and weave a new journey. If you'd like this video, comment below. Tell me what kind of content do you want to see on this video. I'm here for you. I love you. Remember that you are here on this planet to experience that which you desire. We're not here to be tortured and not experience what we want. We're here to be discovering deep within ourselves the answers, the truth, that everything is within you and emanating out onto your screen of reality. And it is only just a choice away to choose that stillness and choose that subtle feeling of gratitude until you are overflowing with love out onto your screen of reality, and everything you perceive is in alignment with that which you desire. Okay, if you love this, like it, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.